Once a disciple was going to be given his last initiation by his master. Once he passed his last initiation, he would be declared enlightened. The disciple went to the master and said, "I am ready. Please tell me what I have to do for my last initiation." The master said, "You have to go to the king early in the morning. You have to be the first visitor to the king for the day. Because the king has a habit, whoever comes to him first, asks whatever, the king will give. The king is wise and takes care of his people so well that people forgot about it, and years had passed, and nobody goes to the king early in the morning to ask for anything. Remember, after waking up as the sun rises, the first thing the king does is go into his garden for a walk. So be there." The disciple followed the order. He didn't take any chance and was at the king's garden at 3 o'clock early in the morning, waiting for the king. As the sun was rising, the disciple saw that the king came to the garden. The disciple went to the king and bowed down. The king said, "Do you need anything? You can ask for anything, and I will give it to you." The disciple, coming from a poor family, when the king said that he could ask for anything, great desires possessed him. To be certain, the disciple asked again, "What do you mean by anything?" The king replied, "I mean anything. You can ask for gold, a palace, or even if you demand my kingdom, I will give it to you." The poor disciple couldn't think of just one thing. He thought that maybe asking for 10,000 rupees would do, but just then he thought, why only 10,000 gold coins, why not 100,000 coins? The disciple's mind constantly kept thinking of more and more things. After waiting for a while, the king said, "It seems that you are not ready to ask. I will go for my morning walk, meanwhile, you decide. When I return, whatsoever you ask will be given to you." For half an hour, he went on and on thinking. When the king came back, the disciple said, "Sir, if you are so willing to give, I ask for everything. All that you have, your kingdom, all your riches, your palaces, everything." Listening to this, the king fell on his knees, started praying to God, tears rolling down from his eyes, of great joy, ecstasy. He was thanking God, saying, "I have been waiting for such a man. How long have I waited? Finally, you heard my prayers. Now, he has come, and I am free of all this nonsense. Thank you." When the king was saying all these things to God, the young disciple was standing beside him and started to think, what is the matter? Why is the king feeling so happy renouncing the kingdom? What am I getting into? If for 30 years, he has been praying to leave this, then it's not worthwhile at all. I am getting into unnecessary trouble. The disciple fell on his knees, touched the king's feet, and said, "Majesty, I am a young man, I am a fool. Please excuse me. I don't want anything. Your prayer to God has made me realize my mistake. Thank you. Please, I don't want anything. I want to go back to the forest to my master." The king tried to persuade him to stay for a while and look around, but the disciple still refused, saying, "I cannot stay here, not even for a single moment, because my mind can betray me. An insight has happened. I am thankful to you." When the young disciple came back, he told the whole story to his master. The master said, "Your initiation is over. Now, nothing will ever make a slave of you. Now, you are alert, conscious, free. You have passed. I'm happy." The life lesson here is about the trap of desires. The disciple, caught in the web of wanting more, initially falls into the illusion that material wealth and power would bring happiness. However, Witnessing the king's relief in being free from these burdens, he realizes the folly of his desires. The story encourages us to be content with what we have and not let the pursuit of endless desires take away our peace. It highlights the importance of inner freedom and the realization that true happiness often lies in simplicity and contentment, not in accumulating more and more possessions.